The wind howled through the village of Umuahia. Rain poured heavily, and thunder roared in the sky. Deep in the forest, a young girl named Irene sat alone under a giant baobab tree. Tears streamed down her face as she hugged her knees. She was no ordinary girl. Sometimes, her legs turned into the long, scaly body of a snake. Her own parents had thrown her away. Irene was born to a wealthy couple, Chief Omenka and his wife, Nkem. When she was a baby, she was perfect, beautiful, soft-skinned, with deep brown eyes. But when she turned 12, strange things started happening. At night, her legs would disappear, and in their place, a long, green serpent's tail would slither across the floor. Her mother screamed the first time she saw it. "She is a demon. A child of the underworld," Nkem cried. Her father, filled with fear and shame, took Irene deep into the forest one night. He left her there, alone, with nothing but the sound of the crickets and the whispering trees. "Do not return," he said, his voice trembling. "You are not my daughter." Irene begged and cried, but Chief Omenka walked away without looking back. For days, Irene wandered the dark forest, hungry and weak. But the spirits of the land took pity on her. The river goddess, Enenimiri, appeared to her in a vision. "You are not cursed, my child," the goddess said. "You are special." With the goddess's blessing, Irene learned to survive. She could talk to the animals, control the wind, and even command snakes to do her bidding. But she was lonely. The pain of rejection still burned in her heart. One day, a group of hunters from Umuahia came into the forest. They had heard rumors of a snake girl haunting the land. When they saw Irene, they screamed. "She is a monster," one of them shouted. Irene tried to speak, but before she could explain, they threw their spears. In fear and anger, her serpent instincts awakened. Her lower body transformed, and with the speed of a viper, she struck. The hunters fled, leaving their weapons behind. That night, the village was filled with whispers. "She has returned," the elders murmured. "The cursed child is alive." Irene's heart ached. She did not want to be feared. She only wanted love. One night, she sneaked back into the village, hoping to see her parents. She found her mother washing clothes by the river. "Mama," she called softly. Nkem turned and saw her daughter, now grown, more beautiful than ever but with a serpent's tail coiling in the water. She screamed in terror. "Stay away from me, evil one." Tears filled Irene's eyes.